When most people hear the word firewall, they just think security, but what a firewall actually does is it controls what traffic is allowed in and out of your network. And instead of just explaining that to you, I'm going to show you what that looks like in a real environment today.
And for the source, we're going to select the IoT network subnet. And the reason we're not going to select the IoT network address is because that would just be for the management console, not the entire IoT network itself. I'm going to leave the destination set to any. Navigate over to the IoT test VM to test out and do a ping test. And here you can see that we're getting some feedback. Disable the allow rule, and you're going to want to change the action to block. Select the interface of the IoT network. And for the block rule, we are going to block our LAN subnets. Don't forget to select save and apply change.
This device that I'm on right here is on my IoT network, which is on the 10.20 IP address. And the system that I'm trying to reach is my internal network, which is the LAN on the 10.10 address. And since these are on two different networks, any communication between them has to go through the firewall. And if you remember, we put the block rule on the LAN address, which is on that 10.10. So my 10.20, my IoT devices, should be unable to reach my LAN devices. The reason that we blocked the LAN traffic instead of any traffic is that if we blocked any traffic, we would essentially make the device useless for internet traffic communication. So depending on what you're using the device for, you likely won't be blocking any traffic and you'll be blocking the LAN devices. And what this does is this keeps your IoT devices or whatever devices are on that segmented network from reaching your other internal devices, and it segments it all. This type of approach is usually pretty common when you're configuring an enterprise environment that maybe has TVs or printers or some type of device that needs access to the internet, but you don't necessarily want that device to communicate with, say, your end user devices. The most common place for a firewall to sit is between your network and the internet, and it controls the traffic going in and out. You also have host-based firewalls that are on the device, and that controls the traffic on a system level. And in cloud environments, you have virtual firewalls like network ACLs and security groups. From a security or a pen tester perspective, the multi-layered firewall approach is extremely important because an attacker doesn't just deal with one firewall, they have to deal with multiple layers of control. The attacker or the pen tester approach would essentially be trying to get past the network firewall to see which individual systems are exposed. One of the most common issues is overly permissive firewall rules, like allowing everything, and if your firewall rules are too permissive, this can give attackers a direct path into your network and test if they can move between devices internally. And if your firewall is properly configured, like blocking traffic between networks, you can stop that movement before it happens. So even if one device gets compromised, it doesn't automatically have access to everything else on the network, and you're keeping your other devices and your other networks segmented and secure.